evening, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, together with the Presidential Communications Office.
We bring you the latest, widest, and most comprehensive news coverage from the People's Television, IBC, Philippine News Agency, Philippine Information Agency, and Presidential Broadcast Service. I'm Princess Abiba Saripalda.
And I'm Joe Fernandez. We are from Radyo Pilipinas. Welcome to Balitang Pambansa. Tonight's headlines. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. will once again lead the Alianza para sa Bagong Pilipinas campaign rally, this time in Dumaguete City. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. signs Executive Order Number 83, ordering that a tax discount be provided to independent power producers or IPPs with an existing agreement with the government under the Build, Operate, Transfer scheme. Concerned government agencies have ramped up efforts to go after clandestine or guerrilla POGOs that continue to operate despite a total ban against such ventures. Senate President Francis Chis Escudero assures that preparations are being made for the eventual conduct of an impeachment trial against the Vice President. Lower House Solons react to the Vice President's petition before the Supreme Court or SC to stop the impeachment trial against her, which lawmakers consider to be a desperate move. The administration-backed senatorial slate under Alianza para sa Bagong Pilipinas is set to ramp up its campaign efforts, bringing its platforms and plans for the country to more voters. Preparations are already in place for the event, which will mark the next stop in the campaign rally to secure support for the 2025 midterm elections. PTV's Melales Moras tells us more.
The Alianza para sa Bagong Pilipinas is set to conduct its 5th campaign rally in Dumaguete City, Negros Oriental tomorrow. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. will lead the activity to personally endorse and campaign for the 12 senatorial candidates of the administration. This include former DILG Secretary Benhur Abalos, Makati City Mayor Abby Binay, Senator Bong Revilla, Senator Pia Cayetano, former Senator Ping Lacson, Senator Lito Lapid, Senator Amy Marcos, former Senator Manny Pacquiao, former Senator Tito Soto, Senator Francis Tolentino, Congressman Erwin Tulfo, and Congresswoman Camille Villar. Navota's Representative Toby Tiangco, Alianza's campaign managers, said they are leveling up their campaign in Negros Oriental. This as they look to replicate and expand the success the president had in 2022 with their agenda of progress, continuity, and reform resonating clearly with the people of Negros. Meanwhile, before the campaign rally, the admin candidates also had separate campaign activities. Senator Tolentino met with motorcycle riders in Pasay City. Soto and Lacson attended a media forum in Manila. Congresswoman Villar graced the founding anniversary of the province of Aurora. Senator Marcos went around Pangasinan recently, while Senator Revilla had his motorcade in Binyan, Laguna. From PTV, Melales Moras, Balitang Pambansa.
More adult Filipinos have expressed their support for the Marcos administration over the Dutertes and their political alliance. According to the recent Tugon ng Masa survey by Octa Research, 36% of adult Filipinos were supporters of the administration of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., while only 18% said they were pro-Duterte. A total of 26% of the respondents said they supported neither, while 12% refused to answer the question. The figures for the Marcos and Duterte supporters are considered statistically unchanged from the third quarter of the Octa survey last August 2024, given the margin of error. Data from the survey were gathered through face-to-face interviews of 1,200 respondents aged 18 and above nationwide, conducted from January 25 to 31, 2025. The survey has a plus or minus 3% margin of error at a 95% confidence level.
Independent power producers help fill out gaps left by major power suppliers in energizing the country, especially in remote or far-flung communities. Just like MSMEs, power producers need government assistance to survive and keep in business. So the president has heeded their call and thrown them a lifeline by way of back-end remedy of tax breaks and discounts, as our Floyd Brands reports.
To ensure a stable power supply and affordable electricity rates, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. has signed Executive Order Number 83, This order mandates the reduction of real property taxes and the removal of interest and penalties for independent power producers operating under build-operate-transfer contracts with the government. This aims to maintain the operation of power generation facilities and prevent the shutdown of power plants that provide a total of 3,100 megawatts of electricity, a situation that could lead to higher electricity prices or rotating brownouts if operations are halted or plants shut down. Under EO 83, instead of the 80% assessment level imposed by some local government units, property taxes for independent power producers in 2024 will be reduced based on a 15% assessment level of their facilities' fair market value. Interest and penalties or unpaid real property taxes will be waived, easing the financial burden on IPPs. To further strengthen and improve the leadership structure of the Philippine Coast Guard, Republic Act No. 12122 has been enacted. The law clarifies the appointment, term limits, and retirement policies for PCG officers. A maximum 3-year term is now set for the PCG commandant to prevent frequent leadership changes that could disrupt operations. Once the term ends or if the commandant, retirement is required, ensuring a smooth transition of leadership unless an extension is granted. The law also strengthens merit-based promotions, requiring the commandant to be chosen from PCG flag officers with a command at sea badge and prior experience as a district commander, ensuring competence and leadership capability. From PTV Manila, Floyd Brents, Balitang Pambansa.
It cost the government thousands of pesos to process each illegal POGO workers, keep him or her in custody until he or she is sent back for good when hence they came from. So some 210 million pesos has been spent by government in the POGO cleanup. All POGO site closures have yielded well over 20 billion in cash assets and valuable hardware and counting. PTV's Kenneth Paciente has more on the PAOK hot on the trail of illegal POGOs gone guerrilla mode.
Government agencies are intensifying their pursuit of guerrilla POGOs, or those operating online gaming in secret despite the total ban in the country. According to the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission, or PAOK, its operations to track down individuals behind the persistent POGO operations are ongoing. In fact, a total of 2,121 individuals have been deported from raids conducted until December 2024. Meanwhile, 337 individuals remain in their POGO custodial facility.
They are awaiting such deportation and repatriation, in as much as we are also waiting for their legal documents, primarily their one-way travel documents, passports, and or NBI clearances.
PAOK also shared that they have filed cases against several POGO personalities over the past 2 years. Some cases are already under preliminary investigation, while additional charges are being prepared. They are also investigating LGUs where guerrilla POGO operations are frequently uncovered.
Usually kapabayaan po ito diba? This is a failure of their BPLO to conduct their visitorial and regulatory powers. Ang LGU po ay isa sa may pinakamalawak na visitorial at regulatory powers.
As of now, the PAOK has spent a total of 210 million pesos on detained POGO workers. However, the value of seized equipment and properties from illegal POGO operations is estimated to reach 20 to 30 billion pesos. Meanwhile, the Bureau of Immigration, or BI, continues to take action on the POGO ban in the country. According to BI spokesperson Dana Sandoval, out of the 33,863 POGO workers recorded by PAGCOR, 24,779 have already downgraded their visas. 22,609 left the country voluntarily, but 11,254 still remain in the Philippines. Following separate operations from last month until February, 518 individuals were arrested and are now awaiting deportation.
Most of the POGO operations now, the illegal POGO operations, are in smaller groups, in gated communities like condominiums, residences, yung mga hindi po basta-basta napapasok ng tao.
Due to the large number of arrested individuals, the BI is facing a challenge in the lack of facilities to house detained POGO workers. The current custodial facility only has a capacity of 100. However, authorities are already addressing this issue.
I am not at liberty to divulge yet, pero meron po tayong in-expect na bagong malaking holding facility for these foreign nationals.
The BI is also monitoring individuals recruiting Filipinos for jobs abroad, promising positions as customer service representatives in BPO companies, only to end up working in scam hubs, including illegal POGOs.
Sinasaktan sila kapag hindi nila nare-reach yung quota ng mga nai-scam, and at the same time they are being required to be part of the syndicate. Dahil doon, nahihirapan silang humingi ng tulong sa law enforcement ng bansang kung saan nandun sila, kasi technically, miyembro na sila ng sindikato dahil kasama sila sa scammers at ang kanilang mga pasaporte ay kinukuha.
Based on BI records, 118 Filipinos have already fallen victim to this modus. Thus, authorities warn the public not to easily believe attractive job offers online. From PTV Manila, Kenneth Pasyente, Balitang Pambansa.
Meanwhile, Senate President Francis G. Escudero confirmed that the Senate is preparing for the impeachment trial against Vice President Sara Duterte despite being in recess. Escudero stated that since the impeachment complaint has already been filed, it is certain that an impeachment trial will take place and the Senate must be ready for it. However, he clarified that the impeachment trial cannot begin until the 20th Congress officially opens and the 12 newly elected senators assumes the office.
Dahil naisampa na ang impeachment, may katiyakan na magkakaroon ng impeachment trial at kailangan itong paghandaan ng Senado. Hindi namin inaaksaya ang aming panahon bagaman recess sa paghahanda kaugnay nito. Forthwith, within the bounds of law, illegal na mag-convene ako ngayon dahil wala kaming sesyon. Ayokong madaliin dahil nag-relax ang Kamara ng 2 buwan tapos mamadaliin kami ngayon.
House leaders have labeled Vice President Sara Duterte's petition to the Supreme Court, or SC, to stop her impeachment a desperate move. House Senior Deputy Speaker Aurelio Don Gonzales Jr. argued the impeachment is Congress's prerogative, while House Deputy Speaker David J.J. Suarez affirmed the process will continue. The House Prosecution Panel also defended the impeachment, stating it followed due process and carefully reviewed the evidence.
Ito pong mga inilatag naming 7 articles of impeachment in the impeachment complaint, I wish to submit ay napag-aralang mabuti, napag-isipan, at nabalanse ang mga ebidensyang pwedeng gamitin kaugnay ng impeachment process na ito.
Meanwhile, former Senate President Vicente Tito Soto III believes the Senate can continue as an impeachment court even during a break, following impeachment rules. He mentioned that articles of impeachment should be referred to the plenary and the Committee on Rules. Meanwhile, former Senator Panfilo Ping Lacson raised constitutional issues, including whether the impeachment court can extend into the 20th Congress. Both Soto and Lacson agree that the impeachment court is a continuing body, allowing proceedings to continue despite changes in members.
As an impeachment court, hindi naman nag-act yung Senate as a legislative body. Actually, hindi legislative action ang kinukol pagka-impeachment trial, kundi ibang constitutional body na yan. Iba na yung complexion, iba na yung personality ng Senado. Sa tingin ko, pwede mo crossover.
In other news, to ensure food security and decongest NFA warehouses and make room for the incoming local harvest from farmers, the Department of Agriculture, or DA, has started to turn over of NFA rice to various local government units, or LGUs, through the Food Terminal Incorporated, or FTI. A total of 67 LGUs have already coordinated with FTI to become NFA rice distributors. The initial withdrawal of 1,000 sacks of NFA rice has been made from the warehouse in Valenzuela City, with the nationwide rollout set to begin on Monday. The rice will be sold to LGUs at 33 pesos per kilogram, while LGUs, government and agencies, and government-owned controlled corporations, or GOCCs, are allowed to resell it for up to 35 pesos per kilogram.
Napagkasundaan namin sa NFA Council na mamimili tayo ng palay this year, 2025, ng minimum ng 23 pesos per kilo at pwedeng umabot ng 30 pesos per kilo, depende na sa market. Naglaan din ang ating mahal ng Pangulo na si President Bongbong Marcos ng 9 billion pesos para sa para makabili tayo ng palay mula sa ating mga farmers.
The Department of Energy, or DOE, has successfully implemented interconnection projects across Mindanao, Cebu, Negros, and Panay, enabling a 400 to 450 megawatt power export capacity. This development is expected to reinforce the country's energy supply and improve power stability nationwide. According to Energy Secretary Rafael Lotilia, despite the changes posed by El Nino, hydropower plants have continued operations while the government is expanding renewable energy projects and the Green Energy Auction Program to further stabilize the country's energy sector. Secretary Lotilia added the agency's electrification program has provided electricity to 1.6 million households in 2024, raising the country's overall power connection to 92%.
So yung ating targets, we are on track sa targets natin to reduce energy intensity. Ginagamit natin na enerhiya sa bawat produkto o services, dapat ibaba natin. No? We should produce more from less energy. And that requires the cooperation of everyone.
Ako, si Chufila Botas, ninyo ni Pablo Botas, nag-edad og si Pablo Botas og 81, ako nag-edad og 80. Kaagigid mi diri nga magkaon og balanghoy nga raspahon ra namo. Unya magkuan og kamuti. Isagway bugas, nabuhi rami. Naanan na pod, nakakaton rami ani. Aning kamot lang gihapon mi, bahala og wala pay titulo. Aning kamot lang gihapon mi nga panginabuhi ni aning iriya nga among bitikan. Kaya nagsalig naman gid maayo sa Agrarian nga mauna nay among maangkon pohon.
Ang kaning sa Agrarian po, usa ka kaayuhan sa mga
pobre.
Kaya wala yuta, tagagyuta.
Boy, ani ang atong titulo nga nadawat gikan kang sa Agrarian Reform, pinirmahan ni BBF og ni Conrado Estrella III.
Salamat, yan na.
Malipay na kaani, boy.
Balitang Pambansa, the Office of Civil Defense, or OCD, is considering a warning system for weather phenomena like the shear line following the recommendations from Undersecretary Ariel Nepomuceno. This initiative supports President Marcos Jr.'s directive for a whole-of-government approach to disaster response. OCD spokesperson Chris Noel Bendillo says that the system will help clarify specific disasters and avoid confusion, especially regarding shear lines that can cause significant rainfall. Bendillo also stressed the need for collaboration with agencies like PAG-ASA and adapting infrastructure to handle increased rainfall due to climate change.
The Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD, assured that the new unified PWD ID system will prevent the forgery of PWD IDs. DSWD Assistant Secretary and spokesperson Irene Dumlao explained that the department will now be central authority for issuing physical and digital IDs, replacing the previous manual process managed by local governments. Dumlao also expressed appreciation to President Marcos Jr.'s recognition of DSWD's efforts, especially during disasters. She emphasized that the new PWD ID, which includes RFID and a QR code, will be secure, ensuring that benefits reach the rightful individuals.
So sa pamamagitan po ng inisyatibo na to, iisang mukha na lang po yung pong person with disability ID. It's RFID enabled card. May QR code po yan, madali pong ma-verify through the system. So makakatiyak po tayo na hindi mapipeke, hindi makokopya at hindi magagamit sa pagsasamantala yung pong ating person with disability ID. At makakatiyak tayo na yung pong mga benepisyo at pribilehiyo para sa mga person with disability ay sa kanila po maibibigay. This serves as an inspiration and a motivation for us to continue doing yung pong maagap at mapagkalingang serbisyo sa ating mga kababayan nangangailangan.
Meanwhile, digitization of work process curbs corruption and the incidence of irregularities in the workplace by limiting human involvement in the mix. A newly set up website devoted to facilitating contractors' applications and fee payments with the DPWH in the Caraga region is being held and likely to be duplicated in other DPWH offices and government agencies. PIA Caraga's Mariesh Calendena lays out the details in this report.
To amplify transparency and campaign against red tape, the Department of Public Works and Highways or DPWH Caraga recently launched the Information System and E-Payment Portal or ICEP. ICEP is a website that enables the contractors to process the applications for material testing and directly process the fee through the online payment facility. According to Regional Director Alex Ramos, ICEP is the first digitalization being implemented by DPWH and will soon be adopted by the other regions and district offices in the country. Since its implementation, numerous contractors have already used the website, and this year it is expected that more contractors will adopt the website and kiosk located at the regional office.
I'm very confident that all the contractors, especially this 2025, will be all using this digitalization. This is more convenient to them than to us.
With the digitalization being implemented in the region, red tape will be prevented and application processes and payments will be transparent to all the contractors. Kudos to DPWH Caraga for taking the lead in the advocacy against red tape through digital innovation, transparency in business, and good governance. Marisha Saledanya of the Philippine Information Agency, Caraga, for the Balitang Pambansa.
Meanwhile, up north, the city government of Baguio launched the Panagbenga special known as 50 Shades of Bloom, where they showcase the photography artworks all over the city. Clint East Van Totanes of PIA Cordillera tells us more.
The city government of Baguio opened the Panagbenga special 50 Shades of Bloom at the Botanical Garden. The exhibit features the photography artworks of 50 photographers across Baguio City and Benguet and beyond, thus the name 50 Shades of Bloom. The event showcases the creativeness and interpretation of the photographers of flowers and nature.
Naisip na lang namin to make it a group show with all the professional and hobbyists. So, naisip naman namin since it's botanical, so the theme will be flowers.
Hindi lang nila ma-appreciate yung mga photographs, pero yung message of environmental conservation, that there's so much, that nature is very beautiful.
This Panagbenga special is a continuation of the Christmas special at the Botanical Garden. All the lights were repurposed and reused to make a luminous presentation of the photographs at the garden at night.
Maganda siya, nag-add siya ng something different sa Botanical Garden. Ito yung mga kakaiba dito.
Flowers bloom. However, they will also wither. But then, by capturing it through this picture, although they will wither, but by capturing it like this, hindi siya nawawala o namamatay.
This is the largest outdoor photography exhibit in northern Luzon.
50 Shades of Bloom runs until May 20, 2025 and is open from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Clint Van Totanes, Balitang Pambansa.
The Department of Information and Communications Technology, or DICT, is expanding its free public Wi-Fi connections to at least 8 towns in Occidental Mindoro. Diane Gorimbalem of the Philippine Information Agency, Mimaropa, tells us more.
The Department of Information and Communications Technology, or DICT, installs additional free Wi-Fi connections in public places in Occidental Mindoro to enhance internet connectivity in the province. The rollout, called Provincial Network Internet Connectivity Services or Provinet, targets to put up 10 sites in the municipalities of Magsaysay, San Jose, Rizal, Calintaan, Sablayan, Santa Cruz, Mamburao, and Paluan.
Pinapriority po natin naman lang yan ay yung mga malalayong lugar natin o yung mga tinatawag po nating remote areas na wala pong signal. So, nang sa gayon, mabigyan natin sila ng pagkakataon na makapag-access sa ating internet.
The free Wi-Fi is expected to become accessible to the public in March, said Kevin Cahayon of DICT Occidental Mindoro.
Sa ngayon po ay meron ng 50% progress sa installation ng ating free Wi-Fi. Subalit hindi pa po ito available sa lahat dahil ito po ay kailangan pang ma-inspection at ma-check.
In addition to the new free Wi-Fi locations, the DICT has put up 103 free Wi-Fi hotspots in 56 locations in the province. The DICT assures the public safety when connected to the free Wi-Fi service, as it has a firewall that blocks potentially dangerous websites and IP isolation, preventing hackers from accessing users' personal information through a public connection. From Philippine Information Agency, Mimaropa, Dayan Francis Sigoran-Balem for Balitang Pambansa.
Heads up for fellow travelers because airfares may rise this summer as the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines upgraded the fuel surcharge level for domestic and international flights. These and more in tonight's Philippine News Agency's Business Wrap.
For business news, airfares may climb this summer after the Civil Aeronautics Board implemented an increase in fuel surcharge. The CAB upped the fuel surcharge rate for March to level 5 from level 4 in October. The Department of Energy earlier said oil prices are likely to increase due to market fears that the world oil supply will be affected by U.S. sanctions against oil from Russia and Iran. Cebu Pacific President Sandro Lao said the company vows to offer best value fares for more traveling Filipinos. AirAsia Philippines Communications Head First Officer Steve Dailizan also said they are offering piece of fare to help Filipinos save on travel costs. Meanwhile, messaging app Rakuten Viber announced its plans to launch its Viber Pay digital wallet service in the Philippines in the second half of 2025. Over 1 million Filipino users have reportedly registered on the wait list for Viber Pay, which is expected to start this September. Viber CEO Offer Ayal said the company aims to make messaging and digital payments frictionless by integrating an e-wallet into its app functions instead of switching to different apps. In other news, San Miguel Corporation Chairman Ramon Ang warned the public not to believe online posts using his photo to endorse a likely scam. In a social media post, Ang noted the spread of fake sponsored posts using an old interview manipulated by deep fake technology to make it seem as though he is endorsing investment opportunities, and advised the public to report suspicious links and fake accounts and refrain from sharing personal information online.
For our weather update, shear line is affecting the eastern sections of northern and central Luzon, while the northeast monsoon is affecting the rest of the northern Luzon. Meanwhile, the easterlies is affecting the rest of the country. Based on Pagasa's latest monitoring, mainland Cagayan, Isabela, Quirino, Aurora may experience cloudy skies with scattered rains and isolated thunderstorms. Cordillera Administrative Region and the rest of Cagayan Valley, on the other hand, may experience cloudy skies with rains caused by the northeast monsoon. Visayas, Caraga, Northern Mindanao, Zamboanga Peninsula, Romblon, Palawan, Albay, Sorsogon, and Catanduanes may expect cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms. Further, northeast monsoon may bring partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated light rains in Ilocos region. Meanwhile, Metro Manila and the rest of the country may experience partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms because of the easterlies.
And that concludes our rundown of the latest, widest, and most comprehensive news and information from all across the nation on a Midweek Wednesday. From Radyo Pilipinas, I'm Joe Fernandez.
10 nights to go and it's Ramadan. This is your trusted news source, always ready to inform and serve the Filipino people. Catch Balitang Pambansa again tomorrow at 7 a.m., 12 noon, 6 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. for more updates and developments. From Radyo Pilipinas, I'm Princess Abiba Saripao Dak, and this is Balitang Pambansa.